What's up, guys? 412 Sports Cards here today, back with another video, and today we're coming at you buy, sell, hold Giannis Antetokounmpo. I've really wanted to get this one out probably for the better part of a month. Have not gotten around to it, and finally getting you the video you deserve. I know I mentioned Zion in the last video being my best buy, but Giannis is certainly up there. I plan to outline what I like, don't like about Giannis in the buy, sell, hold decision. Drop a like if you're excited, and let's get started. So, the good. Giannis is clearly a top 2 player in the NBA, obviously big for him. Him and KD, after them, there's a noticeable drop-off, I think, in terms of how good of a player anyone is in the NBA. That's obviously good. His team, largely intact from the championship-winning squad. Also very good. They play good defense, they play good offense. I think the defense makes them is what makes them so consistently good. And this bodes well for his team success. And as we all know, team success, massive in determining card prices. It's huge on the resume. Winning championships is everything, I think, in cards. Being the alpha on a championship winning team. So, and speaking of championships, he already won a ring. So, winning a ring to add to his 2 MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year awards, that solidifies his legacy. That is a huge boost in the inherent value of Giannis cards, in my opinion. So, that championship is just a big step in cementing his legacy, making him worth more. Championships are really valuable in cards. I think that goes a long way to boosting the value of his cards. And his age, 26 years old. That means that you can play him for a year or two, even less, to try to make some quick profits. And he can be a longer run play. I really like Giannis cards a ton. So there's a lot to say on good. There's a ton more to say. That's mostly on the court. We'll get into cards soon. But the bad / the concern on the court, this is even hobby related. The amount of time people continually have discounted Giannis / showed lack of interest in him is some pause for me. Centers, for example, historically not gotten a lot of love. Even guys like Shaq, who are iconic, don't have insanely high card prices. Worth noting, Shaq is not an active player, so that definitely is a big deal. Only Shaq is obviously near the top of the top, but it's tough for guys to maintain hype and value after retirement. But Hakeem Olajuwon's a top 10 player of all time, and I don't think his cards are worth what Kobe's cards are worth, and Kobe's not a top 10 of all time. So sometimes it isn't talent that's everything. Giannis is not being a shooting type player does concern me some in that regard. It's also tough to know what cards to be buying. 2013 product landscape was very, very different. Navigating which cards of his to buy that are not like NT or Immaculate RPAs that are surefire great plays. It's tough to figure out which ones are the best to capitalize on rising prices and which ones just are not worth the money. So, you're with me, drop a like, drop a sub. We're going to get into the buy, sell, hold picks, but before we do that, drop a like in the sub, maybe a comment, get excited for the video, helps out my channel. So, the buy, sell, hold pick, obviously in my mind, Giannis is a clear-cut buy. His cards are more valuable after he won a championship. He's expected to be MVP level this year. I see no reason why he wouldn't be. I'm worried about the slightly longer term, that position factor being limiting upside. But in the short term, you're playing him for this season, want to buy a card for this season. I don't think market sentiment on Giannis is going to switch that fast. I see no world in which that happens. So I would consider it almost a non-factor. I'm given the same reason for the buy that I'm given for Zion. There was a body of work in the last season that justified higher prices, and the prices are not much higher. Plain and simple. In the Prizm stuff, they're lower. Now, obviously, pop matters a lot between Zion and Giannis there, but Zion proved a lot on the court should justify higher prices. Giannis won his first championship, and many said that he could not win a championship. He couldn't be the best player on a championship-winning team. Proved them wrong. That goes a long way in cementing card values. So which ones should we be buying? It's hard. The place to start is always the Prizm. PSA 10 runs about $1,800, $2,200. I think the Pop's like about $2,000. So just a brief history. These are up at 7,000 in 2020, August 2020. We're down at like 4,000 in start of 2021. It got to about 3, came up to about 4, hit bottom at about 1,500 during the playoffs of last year, peaked at about 25 after they won, and now we're in that 18 to 2,000 range. I think there's value here with Prizm being iconic. The fact that they're only 2,000 PSA 10s, I think it's safe to say at this point, almost all of them, you're not going to be finding many nice raw copies at this point. So the pop should be pretty steady. We're about 2,200 PSA 10s. I think it's a good buy. It has the iconic factor. I think it's really one of his only recognizable 2013 cards, which definitely is a huge plus. Even if you're dabbling in PSA 9s, that's fine if that's what you need for your budget. I completely understand that. I would do it. I would try to avoid the select, the paper ones. I think those are more likely to get lost in the shuffle. That Prizm's at a reasonable price with the pop and with the caliber of player he is. I don't mind that at all. The other one that I am interested in, full disclosure, some of my friends in the hobby own this one. That's how I know about it. But the gold standard RPA, or rookie, more like a jersey, I guess. Non-numbered. I view this kind of as an entry-level Giannis jersey auto. I think its sticker has like a full auto, though, which is kind of cool. Non-numbered. PSA 10 has a pop of 18, value of about 7,000. Doubt the pop will rise, so I do like that. BGS 9.5, you're looking at 4 to 5K. Raw, maybe 2 to 3K. I like this play a lot, as they're down from the point they were in the final, or shortly after the finals. 9.5 was like 6K then. It wasn't even true gem, and now you're in that 4 to 5 range. Yes, these are not the bargain that the Prizm is after that massive sell-off in the Prizm. It looks like a bargain, right? But you also have to consider these cards never actually caught the immense hype. They never, were overheated like the Prizm was. They're more on the steady run, the steady trajectory. Plus, you got to remember, I think it's helpful to use longer-term perspective. The love of Prizm and base cards is a relatively new phenomenon, and the stuff that people have always wanted is jerseys and autos. That's what people have always wanted. So I think that gives this card some stability, some floor, and it's the card that's more positioned to be a slow gainer as opposed to volatility like the Prizm. I think when you buy a stuff like a gold standard patch or jersey auto, you're maybe opening up the door to a little longer run play. If that's something you're interested in, I think it's worth it. I like this play more than I think I like the Prizm, just because I feel safer with it. I feel less safe buying Prizm base. I like the auto. I like the jersey on it. That helps me out a lot. And the shortage of Giannis RPAs compared to modern day, I think makes it an attractive play. Anyways, I feel really confident about Giannis. That gold standard, if I had the funds, who knows, maybe I'll try to scrap them together. It's something I would be interested in. I think Giannis is a great play in general. And yeah, I'm excited for the season. Let me know what you all think about the buy, sell, hold recommendation here, and I'll catch y'all next time.